Hey guys, how's it going? Marcelo here, and yet again, this is another topic I've wanted to talk about for a while now. I did record this discussion video some time ago, but never finished the editing for it, and I think it would have been dated even if I released it now, so we're redoing it. So, and here it is now for you guys. Toy-based games, they haven't been picking up a whole lot of steam as of this year yet, so far, but, there's no doubt that this is not just a part of gaming, and it's become a thing. Definitely another genre, sub-genre of gaming, because it's toy-based games. And now there's a reason why that it's called. There's a reason why I don't fully support them. It's not that I don't at all. I just don't fully support toy-based games. As you can see, you've seen it in all my discussion videos since I've been here in my room. You can see I have amiibos off to the side. So, it's not like I hate toy-based games and hate these toys or anything, because I have a bunch on the wall. It's just that there's been some really, like DLC, which I have talked about, linked down below, and like a bunch of other things, there is an easy way to fuck this up, and to make it to blow it out of proportion, and there's a whole kinds of shit to grab audience's attention, but in the wrong kind of way, for the wrong reasons, not just because, hey, it actually looks captivating. It's just it's colorful, it's here, this, here, we want to take your money. Take our money. The companies wouldn't say that. So, let's start with, I'm going to mention points on the big three. We got Skylanders, Disney Infinity, and Amiibos. Let's just get into it. I have a bunch of bullet points and a list and shit to go over, so I'm not gonna make it it might be a 20-minute video, I don't know. Look at the timeline down below. Let's get started. Okay, so, I've talked a lot about Skylanders already, but seriously, this is not Spyro. It's not. I don't like this design. I've said that time and time again. I'm sorry that I'm gonna piss off a bunch of people. Len, I'm sorry, but I think that this design is ugly, and it's not Spyro. The voice, Josh Keaton's probably a really, really good voice actor. I don't remember hearing or seeing him in a lot of other things. I probably have, but him being Spyro in here does not. No, that's not Spyro voice or design. And I can't get used to it, having to get used to Roger Craig Smith as Sonic after seeing that Jason Griffith was a really good Sonic, and he defined Sonic for a long time. I'm just throwing him in there for comparison's sake, Sonic and all that. But I can't get used to the voice and the design. I'll never get used to them. It's not Spyro. That's not the Spyro I grew up with. And this entire thing of him being in this game, that's just not. It's very, very comparable to Banjo in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. There was supposed to be something of substance there for the characters and for this new game, and then they just made it something else that was nothing relatable and like the past games in that series, and no one liked it because they tweaked it around too much and made it something it wasn't ever supposed to be. Exact same thing happened here, because we were supposed to get a Legend of Spyro movie, which I was fucking excited about, and then it became Spyro's Kingdom, which was going to be some weird other idea for a game, where he's an adult and everything, and then it became Skylanders, and still, just Skylanders is not Spyro. There's nothing to do with Spyro, which, yes, Skylanders is its own, I'm supposed to be talking about the toys, I'm sorry. Skylanders is not part of Spyro, officially. That's common knowledge. It's just that to associate this character and this with Spyro that's a no-no for me. I can't do it. It's not Spyro. But let's actually talk about the toys now, because the toys, do you remember the names of any of these characters? Because I sure as hell don't. That's one thing that they did that I really, really don't like, is the fact that they didn't even adapt. All they adapted was Spyro, Sparks, kind of Moneybags, but he's a newish character, and Cinder. That's all they adapted from any of the other Spyro games or Spyro whatevers. Everything else is completely and utterly original to Skylanders, including those characters back there, and just the entire roster besides those 3/4 characters. And none of it is memorable, at least to me. I don't know those characters' names. I don't know the names of any of the other characters. how could you just throw Spyro into this reboot spin-off-y world, other continuity, but none of it is true or faithful to Spyro, besides the fact that you can torch sheep in one part of, like, one of the hub area things, I think, from the first game. I don't know. I just find it funny that, like, the one thing they're going to be telling you about Activision, all the marketing, is not the characters or the adventure, but more of the toys. It's about the toys, which could be done in a good way, but not the way they're doing it, because the toys are overpriced. You don't know these characters. They just look colorful, so the kids are they're not gonna care. This is not the way to reintroduce Spyro to the younger generation, to the current generation of young gamers. When they introduced Spyro to us, we hadn't seen anything on Spyro before, so there was nothing to go off of. This was a character made for us from the 90s, and so we were like, okay, this is Spyro the Dragon. But now that Spyro's an established character and it's an established franchise, and they want to reintroduce Spyro to the kids of now, this is not the way to do it. Because there are things to go off of for Spyro. They didn't take any of them, just Cinder from Legend of Spyro, and that's it. And then you got Sparks, and you got kind of Moneybags, but they call them something else. I don't fucking know. So, I want to talk about the game just real quick, because, hey, if the toys aren't going to grab me, will the game at least grab me? Not really. I mean, I have the first game, and only the first game, right here. There's no way in hell I'd ever get any of the other games. It's super remedial and boring, in my opinion. I didn't find anything fun besides, you can't even jump in this first game. I think they might have fixed that from Giants onward, but you can't even jump in this first game. You have to walk your way over to a bounce pad and jump that way, or otherwise you're just pushing shit, attacking shit, and switching out your Skylanders. But it's not... They want you to get the full experience by, like, getting every single, at least one of every element, because there's like 8 or so elements of, you know, like classes of characters in this game, and there's the incentive. Buy the toys because you need at least one of every class in order to fully get the full experience of this game, and that's not the. It's almost kind of like DLC, like in a way. It's just that it's not downloadable content. It's just content you have to buy. Like extra content in a way. I don't know how to really describe that, but either way, it's not really that cool because you're still getting left out of the experience of the full. When Crash or original Spyro came out, it's not like here's Spyro the Dragon for the PS1, 1998. Oh, but also you need like the expansion pack, like another like disc 2 for $16 or something. So you need that as well, but we'll bundle like some of it to you right now, but you need the rest of it for the full experience. And I said before the toys are expensive, and that's not a joke. I once walked into my local Toys R Us and saw the huge ass Skylanders aisle, and some of them went for upwards to $16, and I was like, you could like just $4 more and you can get like a used game with that much money. And that's just for one Skylander, and you need what? 8 at least, like at the very least 8 for the full experience of the game. I mean, sure, they give you 3 off the bat, and when you first buy the game with the, do I have it somewhere? Sure, when you buy the game and you get the fucking bundle, they give you the 3, which Spyro's in there, and then there's Gilgrunt, I think is his name. It should say, yeah, okay, so Gilgrunt, Spyro, and Trigger Happy. So you have to look at the box. I don't know their names by heart. Collect them all. Here it is. Right? I mean, here it is. Everything I'm talking about right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I was right. 8 classes. You need at least one of all of them. I don't know. So the toys are pretty expensive, and with every other game, none of the other games innovate off the first one. They all look and sound and feel the exact same. Now, I just said I haven't played them, but if you're going to market the games to us, or at least to the audience, not even so much as me, I'm not the target audience, but even for the kids, you're gonna want to at least make them different. Now maybe it's because it's Skylanders, you know, branding versus content, so they're not gonna care. They're gonna be like, it's Skylanders, it's a new Skylanders game. Of course they're gonna do some new shit. Or they're not even gonna think of that. They're just gonna be like, it's a new Skylanders, so I want to play it. But when you're matched with an analytical mind and you're like, okay, so we're gonna market towards you, you're gonna want every game to be different. what's the actual differences from Giants and Swap Force and Supercharged and whatever? Well, there's new Skylanders, newish locations, I guess. I mean, at the very least, at least they don't make you, like, regain all your experience and shit, like, in-game with these current Skylanders, because you can just, all the info on the Skylanders from, like, the first game can just be transferred over. I mean, that's kind of neat and kind of, like, neat, I guess, but that's not saying much when the rest of the game is just, you know? But they market the same... I'm sorry, we have to get to the other parts. I know, hold on, just let me end off on this thought. They, in the trailers, say the same shit every time. They go, you must defeat evil and chaos with the Skylanders, so collect all the Skylander toys and defeat evil with the Skylanders and battle evil. They never go into detail of what's like, now for a trailer, I know they can't, but I mean, like, they don't, there's nothing captivating, like, different. Like, that might have worked for the first game, but you could probably get away with it in the second game. But from the third one onward, you can't do that anymore. You can't say the same shit and just reword it to make it sound different every time, but it's really not. It's the same shit. Defeat evil, take control of whatever with the Skylanders. Toys, like, that's all they say. And, I find it funny. Link down below. Soon, I don't know if it's this year or when, but soon, if it's not already out, they're not going to be making so much as figures, or just figures anymore. They're also going to be making cards. Cards is also a thing, for some reason. We have them for Animal Crossing, the Amiibo cards, we have the Shadow Mewtwo Amiibo card for Pokken Tournament. They're going to be making Skylander cards now, and what's the new game that's going to go with that? Because you know they're not going to just make it cards and not do a new game around it. That's exactly what they're doing. It's called Battlecast, and get this, there's not even, now they're trying to get like us, like the teens and the more like young adults now, because in this Battlecast trailer, which again will also be down below, actually I'm not gonna give them no, fuck that. No, if you want to see it, go see it. I'm not gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. No, link not down below. Go see that shit if you want to, but I'm not gonna fucking plug them. So they go, because there's teenagers and shit, and not a little child to be seen in this trailer, but the same narrator guy is like, collect the cards, defeat evil with Spyro and the rest of the Skylanders. It's the same shit. Point being, Skylanders sucks. Let's go on to the next one. So due to the booming success of Skylanders, of course this became a genre now. So now we've got Disney coming in saying, hey, we've got tons of, on the opposite side of the coin, we've got tons of recognizable characters, so let's do what they're doing. Activision with Skylanders, let's do that. So now we've got Disney Infinity, and pretty much the same thing. The game is not so much of a platformy, well, it's kind of a platformy. I don't have it, why the fuck would I don't really care, but I think, from what I've heard and seen, it's kind of a platformy, sandbox-ish kind of a thing, kind of a game, and while that sounds fun, still, they don't market it that way. They always talk about which new characters are going to be added in as characters, or as toys and shit to the roster, because they introduced, I want to say, I'm not going to remember the order, but I think Star Wars is 3 actually, I think Marvel was 2. For Disney Infinity 2.0, you know, they introduced Marvel and all that, because Avengers Age of Ultron had just come out, and, you know, Disney now owns Marvel or whatever, so, with that being said, there was that. Then, Disney, around the time of Force Awakens, they got a hold of Star Wars, so Star Wars is now part of Disney Infinity 3.0, and there's that. So many, many more characters. Now, I don't know what the pricing is for those toys, because I never really bothered to give a shit to check the prices whenever I saw the big-ass aisles. Like, now, to put it into perspective, to kind of put everything on hold for a brief minute, in the toy stores, or in places for gaming sections like at Target and stuff like that, there are aisles, like whole aisles on both sides. There's the walkway, so to paint a picture for you, walkway, shelves, sides, aisles filled with these, with nothing but these. They're all grouped together in one area, and that's how you know, yep, this is a thing now. So we'll get to some other other ones later after these three, but I'm not gonna talk a whole lot about them. But anyway, I don't know, honestly the game looks kind of boring. It looks kind of like Skylanders, but just in their own little Disney world. So I think the big point for gameplay is that you get to build your own world and then just do shit in them. So I don't know, what's there to offer for that? If anyone's played Disney Infinity, can you tell me what makes the gameplay actually kind of fun or innovative or intriguing at the very, very least? At least intriguing, because I don't know. It's just like a sandbox world with Disney characters, and that's kind of it. So, is it like Little Big Planet where you get to make levels and then share them online? Can you play online? Because I don't even know if Skylanders lets you play online, but I think Disney Infinity does. I don't know. I think they do, because, nice segue, because one of my other points on the list here is that they're not very original. Now, with that being said, because Disney took this idea from Skylanders in the first place, another point being, I'm not sure because of this had to have sparked controversy, because I swear to God, it's so blatantly just like, what the fuck were they thinking with this idea? But around the time of, either right before or I think during the release of 3.0, they announced Disney's, they had to put it there, right there, Disney's biggest minigame to hit Disney Infinity. Now it's either called Squid War or Ink War. Either way, the point being they ripped off Splatoon. They blatantly ripped off Splatoon, and I think it's hilarious that they try to get away with that, because I'm not sure if the minigame at this point has released, since 3.0 is in fact out. I don't know if that minigame ever did release or not, or they changed it, because Nintendo had to. If Nintendo can go out of their way to knock down all these fan-made projects and videos of these projects, of recreated Zelda stuff and Mario HD stuff and all that kind of jazz, there's no way in hell they're just gonna turn the other cheek at this, because this is blatant copying. It's not even so much of a tribute to anything, it's blatant copying. Why? Because they never announced or mentioned Nintendo. It was Disney's minigame Squid War, Ink War, whatever the fuck. Because you're in an arena and you've got guns, but they shoot ink, and it's a turf war kind of a minigame. They even say, one of the taglines for that shit was, be the squiddiest kid on the block. Why the fuck would they say that? Why would they say that? It makes no sense. Because if it was a tribute, I don't think they would be, I don't know. But it's blatant copying. It's blatant copying, and that's stupid. It's really stupid. But they make it sound like it's their own thing, which is what makes it even more stupid, is the fact that they're like, no. Nintendo did what? Splatoon, what? No, we've got this minigame is ours. We came up with this all on our own. I don't know what they're doing over there at Nintendo and all them, but we made up this minigame for the game, for our fans. Buy the toys. That's exactly how it happened. I don't know. And last but not least, we come to the amiibo. When I heard of this, when was it, like 2013 or something? I was like, oh no, oh god, now Nintendo's gonna do it? Are you fucking... Well, I mean, it was going to happen sooner or later, because hey, that was when the boom really happened, because Skylanders was jiving with customers and people and players and whatever, and Disney Infinity was going through the same stuff with the booming of all this shit. So of course Nintendo wanted to do it, because they were like, well, we too have very memorable characters we can make toys out of. But at the very least, these toys have more functionality than just being playable for one game. They work for Smash Brothers, they work for Mario Kart, they work for Captain Toad, games like that. Oh no, a couple of them, like I think just Toad. But at least Captain Toad has some sort of functionality, and I don't even know what that functionality is in that game, but it still works. You've got some of the me-centric games, like you even have Mario Party 10 that uses amiibos. So there's functionality there. They've got many different games where they work in many different ways. So, I mean, that's all fine and good. So at least it's not just the one game or just one particular game that you can only use amiibos in for that one game. But, of course, this is where I don't fully support them comes into play, because at least I personally, the reason why I have these ones here on my wall is because either some of them were just flat out gifts for like Christmas time and stuff, or the ones I bought, like I got Bowser Jr. there. Okay, so you can't see him, but Bowser Jr. I did wait in line to get, because I felt, hey, it's an exclusive at Toys R Us, you know, whatever. These toys are affordable. They're $12.99, pretty okay price. All of them are that price. None of them ever go up any higher unless you're like online or something, or unless scalpers get a hold of them. Scalping is a huge problem with amiibos because it's Nintendo. Now, Disney is not going through that, at least as far as I know. Skylanders, same deal, not really going through that, at least as far as I know. Nintendo, I've seen it. Oh my god, it's so bad. It is so bad to the point where, and not only do I have Bowser Jr., but I did get the 30th anniversary retro colored Mario 8-bit amiibo, because I felt it was worth it. I have the 25th anniversary Wii re-release of the Mario All-Stars pack, which you saw if you watched Trash Talk episode 20, I believe it was, or not, 20, 40, shit, I'm not even remembering what, 24? Not 24, 34, something like that. Arc 4 of Trash Talk, we talked about Mario Brothers and the All-Stars pack. So if you saw that, point being, I had gotten as a gift the 25th anniversary Mario Brothers celebration shit. So same thing, 30th anniversary, cool, awesome, right? Well, to get Mario right here and to get Bowser Jr., I had to wait in line at 7 in the morning, day one of release, because I got that Mario amiibo and Mario Maker same day. Not a child in that line. Now, granted, I think it was a school day, but not a small child in the first line. I went to Target first to get 8-bit Mario. It's gotten so bad that the scalping and the hype for these fucking toys, pieces of plastic, got so bad to where we had to have an employee come out, go, alright, single file line, follow me, and then snake our way around the electronics aisle to get to the front desk to buy these fucking things. It's gotten that bad. Wow. Grown-ass adults in a single file line following one employee in a snake-like pattern to the electronics aisle to make sure no one fucking stole them, flat out stole them, or did any funny business while trekking our way over there. It was fucking crazy. And the line wasn't even that long, you know, mind you now, it was 7 in the morning, but the line was a little longer for the Bowser Jr. one at Toys R Us, and there were kids there, so at least there were kids there, you know. The target audience of these fucking things. But I mean, arguably, okay, now if you grew up with, like, Duck Hunt Dog, Rob the Robot, those kinds of, Mr. Game & Watch, you know, you're gonna want those because if you're, like, an 80s kid, nostalgia, there you go, I guess, and then you're undoubtedly a Smash Brothers fan, so there you go. But the point being, it's gotten so crazy with the scalping and the fucking... The scalping's bad, not just because of that, to where they... Okay, let me kind of rephrase a little bit of something right there. In the whole snake-like dealio, to get to the front desk, to buy the fucking things day one, they also had to say, because of the scalpers, they had to say, one per customer, so... of each amiibo, so you can only buy one 8-bit Mario, one Zero Suit Samus, one Dr. Mario, and no one cared for Dr. Mario, so they had a bunch afterwards, so that's all you would see at the shelves for like that whole week, was just in the main shelf now where anyone could go and get them, nothing but Dr. Mario, so it was hilarious. Point being though, scalpers are bad for like this, because with the production that Nintendo has to do, they're cranking these things out like left and right, then you get all the news of Peach Kim with like 3 arms, Marth Kim with like no face or something, right? Like, it's weird. Now, whether or not those are real or not, or true or not, you know, I don't really know, but goes to show you how fast Nintendo's just like, crank them out. They're buying it up and they're eating it up like it's fucking pasta and you're just gonna slurp up the noodle. Keep going. So, it's crazy. Now that's where supply and demand comes in. Now you want to balance those out so that way it doesn't get too crazy like this shit. It's really interesting to see how we work like that. I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to get all philosophical and deep on you guys. It's just fucking weird. I also want to add one more thing to the scalping, because if you scalp and you get the good ones, that leaves everyone else out to get the good ones. You know, the ones that they want, the characters that they want. So that's where the whole having to turn out the toys and all that jazz, that's how that all fits into place. Next topic, duplicates. Okay, now let's refer to the wall once more. I have a Mario amiibo right there on the wall. Then I just showed you this Mario amiibo. Now this one is not mine, this is my brother's. He wants to collect them all, you know, because he just likes the Smash Brothers line of amiibos. So he's got Mario and he's got like everyone else in his room. These I would consider copies, because it's the same exact character, but I got mine because I wanted him, and then my brother got Mario because he wanted him. So it's not like I wasted money for 2 copies or he wasted his money for 2 copies. That's just, he has his and I have mine. So that's fine. Now, this Mario amiibo, I wouldn't consider a copy or a duplicate or really anything like that, because this one works very differently from this one. So these two, this one looks different and it does different things than this one. So I wouldn't even relate these to each other because they look and act so different. It's the same character, but it acts and looks different. Now, the Super Mario line of amiibos, those are copies. Because Nintendo announced when they first revealed the Super Mario line of amiibos, which is Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, and Bowser. I think Mario's not there. No. Did they do DK? I'm not too sure. But from what I remember, it's those 5 remade with a different base and different poses, and it's them doing their poses and whatever. But they do the same shit as these ones do. So if you're going to tell us we're releasing the Super Mario line of amiibos, but you don't have to get them because, you know, they work the same way as these ones, then why the fuck are you gonna do that? If Mario Party 10, which also, now check this out, Mario Party 10, that was the game that made them want to do the Super Mario line of amiibos. And when they started talking about Mario Party 10 before it came out, they're like, okay, so we've got amiibos, the Super Mario line works with Mario Party 10. But if you want to play with Rosalina and all them, just use her Smash Brothers figure. Use her Smash Brothers line of amiibo. Use DK and Wario. They're Smash amiibos. So if you can just use the Smash amiibos of those characters, why the fuck did you have to make a Super Mario line for the 5, for Mario, Luigi, and all them, when these ones work just as well? No, because you already know that everyone has this Mario right here, and if they don't, they're going to get it. So why would you release another Mario? He just looks different, he's doing this or some shit, and a different base, but there's same price, I mean, yeah, but there's nothing different. That's the whole key thing of this. That spans all these 3 toy lines. Nothing different. Skylanders also suffers from this problem. They did Dark Spyro, which is just the regular, I think it's the exact same pose as this one, just recolored. But to my knowledge, he doesn't do anything different from this one. So why are you gonna do that? You know that everyone gets this one already. If they got the bundle, they got this one. Why would you make another one? They also have Big Horn, Ram Horn Spyro, which is just... they full on went fuck you to the design of Spyro and decided, hey, let's just fuck with him and give him giant ass horns. He looks uglier than he does here. And what does it do? I guess it must give him big horns in the game, or else why the fuck would they make that amiibo? That's Skylander. Hey, but speaking of the ties between these two, we also get Bowser and DK in Skylanders Superchargers, since Nintendo and them have such good relations with each other. They released what I like to call Sky Amiibos, because on the base there's a little clickable thing where you can switch it from being active as a Skylander to being active as an Amiibo. So we have 3 Bowser duplicates. Because we got regular Bowser, the Smash Brothers line of Bowser, or version of Bowser. We've got the Super Mario version of Bowser, and then we have Skylanders Sky Amiibo Bowser. Why so many Bowsers? And what is that Sky Amiibo Bowser going to do in Nintendo games besides Skylanders Superchargers? You see what I'm saying here? There's no reason for any of that, but why do they do it? Because they know it's going to sell like hotcakes, so why not make more money on top of the money that they're already going to be making with all of this shit? With all of this shit. Sorry, I went like 100 miles an hour on that last sentence right now. I go fast with my speech when I get passionate about this shit. Take a breath, it's fine. You're fine, Mark, it's okay. Calm down, I know you guys are probably saying that in the comments. Calm down, it's fine. Just turn a blind eye to this shit. If I turn a blind eye to this shit, it's gonna keep happening. So the point of this video is at least see it the way I'm seeing it. Stay optimistic. That's one of my main like main fucking mottos is stay optimistic with this shit. Always hear me out and then see if there's anything you can take from that. Because look, there are major flaws with every one of these toy lines, but nobody cares. Nobody ever says anything about it. There are YouTube channels built, dedicated to these. Skylanders has like, what, the Skylander boy and girl, which I always see around when I'm perusing the PS3's YouTube. It just pops up there for some reason, but that channel and other channels are just solely dedicated to these games and unboxing the figures and unboxing the games, and I mean, that's fine and all, but I guess, like on the surface of it all, but when you cut more into the layers of it, what are you gonna find? The same stuff every time. Now, it's just my opinion that I think these games look boring and they're not fun and all that stuff, but you can't deny that this shit is getting out of control, because on top of the duplicates, on top of the scalping, on top of the other just shit, on top of the lines you have to wait in to get these things day one, it's, again, the supply and demand is just fucked right now. It's just fucked. And I'm also going to mention, now's a good time I guess, that we've got like a Ninja Turtles game. I saw it at a hotel once on TV. It was a commercial, Turtles the game, with like a little pad and you get fucking, I don't even know. There's a Turtles one. I didn't even mention Lego Dimensions. Lego. Everyone knows Lego. Every generation knows Lego since it first came out. So there's no wonder that there's going to be a game devoted to, seeing as there are already toys, and you just gotta make them work in this game. You got the portal, you got all that shit, and same thing as Skylanders. You're not gonna fucking care how much they cost, you're not gonna care if the game's even fun. It's just the fact that you know all the characters, you know all the series and franchises that they're taking from and compiling into the dimensions are crossing, so now you have to save the world from what? I don't even know what the fucking, what villain or whatever is there? All the villains from like, what is like GLaDOS and Mr. Burns and like fucking the Wicked Witch gonna all like, and everyone else from all these franchises are just gonna like, are all the villains, what's the story of the game is what I'm trying to get at. Like, are all the villains going to like take over the worlds or something? I don't fucking know. Like, what's the point of Lego Dimensions besides give us your money because you know these franchises? I'm getting sweaty. Again, calm down. It's fine. There's also one called Playmation. I don't know what the fuck that is, but all I see is the fucking little thingy in those big-ass aforementioned aisles at Target where it's like, place your hand here if you are friend or foe. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? What the fuck is that? I don't even know what it is. All it is, but there's toys for it, and there's toys, and, you know, it's cashing in on the craze. I think I could have avoided this. I think it's a 20-minute video. Cashing in on the craze. Right there. All I had to do for this video, in all honesty, was to go, Skylanders did this. Everything else cashed in on the craziness, on the craze. That's what it is. I need to really slow down. I'm gonna give myself a heart attack. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Where do we go from here with this video? with this as gaming? Because like I said, it's a thing. It's totally a subgenre now, and I say subgenre, whether it's called a subgenre, toy-based games, I don't know, because they're still classified under like platforming, sandbox, yada yada yada, which are all in their own right genres. So like, are toy-based games even like a subgenre, or is it just a straight-up genre? Whatever it is, it's a thing. That much is already established. What do you guys think about all of these? I'm just gonna get super quiet now because I need to catch my breath. What do you guys think of all of this? Like, do you guys at least know where I'm getting at with this, or do you not care? Did you just like click on the video and go, what's he gonna talk about? Oh, okay, I'm leaving. He's gonna shit on Skylanders more. Let me just, fuck him. I'm gonna go play some Skylanders. I'm not gonna listen to this guy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Again, I'm not gonna link anything of theirs in the description because I'm not gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. If you want to see those trailers for Skylanders and the whatever else I said I was gonna link, but I don't even remember what it was. The thing I said I was originally going to link and I'm not going to. Find that on your own time. Tab over, go find it. Spread the word. Just spread the word that when someone's super hyped about it, when I try to do these like game-changing, let's go and tell people whatever kind of videos, I personally, for one, don't know how much good it's even gonna do, because how are you gonna get them to stop? Are you just gonna turn around and tell your brother one day, hey, bro, I know that you love Skylanders and you've got like all of them from like all of the games, especially the new ones that come out for every game, but can you like stop? Because this guy this asshole on the internet said they're expensive and shit, and the games aren't even fun. Like, I don't know how this is supposed to work exactly, but spread the word on like, on what? I don't really know. What message is there for this video? Don't be a scalper. You're gonna give us some those cool amiibos too. I don't know. But at least, if you could take one thing away from this, I would say that is my reasoning as to why I don't fully support toy-based games, because it, like DLC, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, and all that kind of stuff, it's super easy to fuck up, and it's super easy to grab and manipulate people, grab their attention, and manipulate them into being like, do you remember this from your childhood? Well, give us some money, it can be yours, in this game. I don't know though. Besides that, Skylanders is the one that started it all. You know which one started it all? Rob the Robot. Let's be mad at Rob the Robot. He started it all. Back in the NES days. He was the original Skylander. He was the first toy Gyromite and whatever the other fuck the other one was. Those ones are the ones. Those were the first toy-based games. So, if you want to go even earlier than that, the fucking Odyssey, the whole point of the Odyssey, the very first ever home video game console, was the toys came with it. You had to put plastic sheets on the TV screen and move a fucking ball of light around on the screen. Those are toy-based games right there. I'm Marcelo. We'll see you guys later. I do have a video though coming out soon before I leave. Speaking of Skylanders, the fact that Skylanders, to be real again on the whole modern toy-based game thing, Skylanders did start it all. And we've talked so much about Crash coming back and Crash doing this and Crash teases and all that. The next discussion video, I'm just going to say right now, will actually focus on Spyro. Because with everything I just said, and especially one of the first things I said about Skylanders earlier in this video, this is not Spyro. This is not Spyro. This game has nothing to do with Spyro. So when are we going to get something for Spyro? 2018 is the 20th anniversary, but will Skylanders stop? Will this stop? Is this just a fad? Because I'm just padding out the time. I'm very, very sorry, but That's one of the other things you can take from this. It's just, it's a craze. Like I said, everything is just cashing in the craze that Skylanders started in the modern times and all that. So, will it stop though? Because it all started with Spyro, with Skylanders. Spyro just happened to be in it. Will we get Spyro back? Seeing as it's a continuation of sorts, that video that I'll be making soon will be a kind of continuation of sorts off of the Rebirth of 3D Platformers video, which in itself was a continuation from the Ratchet & Clank First Impressions video. Because Ratchet & Clank did so well as a platformer, and now we're thinking maybe Crash will come back in a new platformer, or maybe they'll just HD re-release the older games, which are platformers, so he's still coming back in a way, in the platforming sense, you know, so when will we see a Spyro platformer? That is going to be my next video. More into detail about that, more info on that later. I'll see you guys later. I am done rambling. Take care.